Hello, and welcome back to the channel. As most of you know, I'm Topher. And for those of you who don't know and just randomly decided to click on my video, welcome to the channel. I'm Topher. Thank you for stopping by. So we're here to do a reaction, and we're diving back into The Love You Give Me. We're diving into episode 4. Episode 3 left off with basically the opposing team getting the bid for the hospital, and something just not sitting right because they seemed a little too confident that they were going to get it, and it seems like there's some foul play afoot. So right now we're digging into potentially what could have happened. Maybe someone forged some signatures on a vote or something, I don't know, but we're digging into it right now. So we're just gonna dive in and see where this episode takes us. It's like, even though they may not be talking about anything in particular, her seeing this is gonna put some worry in her head. Mind games. That guilty conscience.
不好意思，我可以去个洗手间吗？啊，你去吧。
And wifey over here, she knows something went down, but she's trying to be a good, supportive wife, and like, I don't know anything. I don't interfere with business. I leave it alone. It's none of my business.
我电话落在车上了，我去取一下，你随意。
嗯，好。
Did you leave it in the car, or did you start a phone call right here in?
维普太太，你会跟你说什么？你怎么知道？你先别管。
Girl, exactly what I was in here thinking. Well, that episode flew by. My goodness. It was a little sad that we did not get to see my little boy, my little baby boy, but that's okay. He's still a child. He needs to rest sometimes. He can't be acting all the time. But man, that flew by. And like I was saying throughout the episode, so many things happened that I wasn't expecting to come about quite so soon. Like, I thought the whole investigation into the other company and whether or not they bought the vote and this, that, and the other was going to take us a little bit longer. I thought that was at least going to be like a 5-6 episode arc of like investigating, trying to figure out ways that we can prove it, trying to this, that, and the other. I didn't think it was going to be quite so cut and dry, simple. Okay, well, this phone call is all the proof we need. All right, and then boom, we're canceling all the contract like 2 seconds later. I'm like, damn, this happened quickly. Like, we're tying up the bow. Like, we only have an episode, 2 episodes left in the series. I'm like, damn, where's this gonna go? I mean, granted, there's still a lot of places and a lot of developments that they can do, still using those other characters. Because like we saw, the leader of that company was investigating, or had someone investigate Minhui and Shin, because they're like, you know, they seem too friendly, this, that, and the other. And so there might be some other drama that comes about of these investigations. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, I was not expecting us to clear that little hurdle quite so quickly. I wasn't I want us to have conversations between the two of them openly and honestly about the past, so that we can just move on past this, because Jinzi is wanting to hold on with a fierceness, and Minhui's like, I am tired. Aren't you tired of this? And he's like, no, I'm gonna hold this over your head forever so you can't forgive yourself. And she's like, at that point, you know, she had been drinking a lot, and it took me a minute to realize what she was doing until that one other worker came up to her and was like, hey, I hope I learned so much from you, I want to take a toast. And then she pulled her aside like, no, because as we've seen so many times in a lot of these Asian series we've reacted to, it just seems to be a part of the culture where drinking socially, or like someone cheers as you cheers them back, it's seen as impolite or rude to refuse a drink or something along those lines. So she was trying in her own undercover way to keep him from having to drink because it's not good for his heart. He's already got that pre-existing condition. It's been acting up a little bit because he's been going to the hospital throughout this series. So she's, in her own undercover way, without spilling his secrets, is trying to divert the attention so he doesn't have to keep feeling like he's obligated to drink because he doesn't want to be seen as rude. So she drank a lot, and at that point she may not have been completely wasted. Her stomach was feeling it, her stomach was upset, but she may not have been wasted, but she was at least inebriated enough to the point where like that filter was gone. And like I've talked about in past reactions to other series, when I drink alcohol, that's how I am. I'm not the type who gets like belligerent or screams or all touchy-feely. Like my filter gets shut off, so I get very, very honest without, not that I'm not honest normally, but like without thinking of like, what is the most diplomatic way I can phrase this? How can I best phrase this to avoid, you know, making someone uncomfortable or hurting their feelings, this, that, the other. Like if you get enough alcohol in me, it's just like whatever's in my head, bam, 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 like just rapid fire. There's that, and then I get sleepy. I get tired. So she was at a point where it's like that filter is gone. So when he's like, how can, you know, I trust you, or how can I, you know, blah blah blah, or she might have said it, oh, you don't think I'm being honest. It doesn't matter what I've tried to explain it to you so many times, but it doesn't matter what I say, you won't think that I'm honest. And I'm like, honestly, at this particular point, she's probably the most honest that she's been with you throughout like this present day part of the series. Because she is completely unfiltered. So her sitting here talking about, can't you tell if my feelings are real, this, that, the other, and just the emotion that she's giving. Acting is fantastic, FYI, but all the emotion that she was giving in that moment, it's like these are authentic things that she's been keeping bottled inside. So you bet your ass this is truth. So he saw that, and it kept him up at night, and you know, he felt that sort of, you know, regret, remorse, and you know, feelings of genuine care and concern that she has towards him. And I think it made him feel some type of way. It made him, like you saw when he walked into that meeting and she wasn't there, his face immediately went, it's like, I thought you said everyone was here. And you know, Miss Cal's like, oh yeah, I'll be handling this now. So then he starts pulling all kinds of bullshit out of his ass, talking about, okay, well, what about these conversations I had with Miss Cal? What about this? What about this? Or not with Miss Cal, with Miss Min. What about this? What about this? Blah, 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 blah. And, you know, Miss Cal sitting here like, she didn't mention that, but you know, I'll get. And he's like, well, you know, I thought you're an expert, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. Oh well, such is life. You know, we should probably just leave it to the professionals. Again, we don't have to sit here and bring down my fabulous Miss Cal like this to illustrate your point. You could have just said, I would really like Miss Min to be here, but he's got his reputation to uphold, or whatever. He's got to keep up appearances, and he can't make it look like he's favoring her, this, that, the other. Although we can clearly see that he wants her there, regardless of whether he is pretending to be upset or angry, blah, blah, blah. He wants her there because there's still some feeling there. He wouldn't be holding on this long if he didn't feel something. And with her more or less kind of drunken confession, it almost validated some of the feelings that he's been not necessarily fighting off, but fighting against. Like, he doesn't want to be attracted. Like, he got his feelings hurt. He got his heart hurt. So he doesn't want to have feelings for her. He wants her to suffer. He wants to get his payback, this, that, the other. But at some level, he still loved her back then, and it's still kind of residual lingering there. And the more time he's spending with her in present day, it's kind of where they get into these situations, and it's just kind of bringing back those old feelings, and he's fighting against it. Like, no, I'm not going to let myself fall into that trap. But you know, it's not a trap. She's not out here trying to deceive him. But yeah, and then we have the whole romance in bloom with, Miss Cow, and her little hospitalized boyfriend. They are precious, they are adorable, and I love them. And it just feels so wholesome. Everything about the start of their, romance to how it's progressing right now, and that, oh, we keep falling into each other, oh, I keep getting distracted while you peel this orange, or oh, you're working out your biceps, and all, like, just little things, you can see that the attraction is obviously there, and their interactions with each other feel, charming. Yes, sometimes a little nervous, you don't really know what to say. Sometimes, you're attracted to the person, but it's like, oh, you don't want to move too fast, you don't want to let them know that you're attracted, even though they're also mutually attracted. And it's just very much that sort of dance of the early parts of courting someone. And it just feels light and easy and charming, and it's a nice contrast to the sort of antagonistic vibes we're getting from Minhui and Jinxi. But I am excited to see more of how both of these relationships develop, and I'm just interested to see where else the storyline, like the overarching storyline outside of the romance, goes. Now that Mist has the contract with the hospital, so I'm just very curious to see how the rest of the storyline is going to pan out. But I enjoyed this, as I always have. But I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on notifications to be notified when all my shenanigans get posted. If there's anything else you'd like me to react to, be sure to leave it down in the comments. I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. If you'd like to support the channel in other ways, you're more than welcome to join us over on Patreon. Don't have to, but you're more than welcome to if you want to. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Love ya. Mwah.
Together, there's nothing we can do. Soaring through the clouds.